One of the other reasons I chose to cross light it and to do so at the very top level is A, the lip is much more extended here, and here you're still going to see a good amount of the individual LEDs shining across. It's really not that great of an experience. The other challenge is, unlike the top shelf, these other shelves have a reinforcing bar that goes across the very middle of it. So if you have a light source coming from here, you're going to wind up with, I think you can see that, hopefully, you're going to wind up with a shadow. And that was something I just thought, I don't want to play up the shadow. And some people might say, well, you've got an Apple TV box, you might have a streaming box, DVD player, Blu-ray, whatever equipment you have on whatever TV stand you have. You don't necessarily have this one. This is called Getorp, and available from IKEA in both a black and a white sort of silver finish. I don't personally mind that I'm going to be lighting up the equipment. I have the Apple TV. There will be a new one. Just got the new one on order for to show you guys the HomeKit features of it and whatnot. I don't mind that I'm lighting that up. I just don't want the shadow effect, and so I don't want it lit from underneath, and I don't want it from underneath here. I don't want it lit from underneath here, and I do want it lit here because then it'll actually create a really cool effect for the TV, and I think it's going to be really awesome. So now it's time to install it, which, whenever you're doing some work on an existing piece of furniture or something like that, clean it, all that good stuff. I didn't bother cleaning it, so you can see in the photos it's dusty as is here in the desert. So what I suggest is, you may have some sort of TV stand. Sometimes you can't always wrap something internally and have it glow from within. You might have that option. You might want to have something that just glows from behind if your TV stand or other piece of furniture actually has a back to it. It could be a really neat effect that I've seen done before many times, to simply have it glow from the rear and have sort of an outline. People do that with behind their TVs as well. Some TVs actually have that built in. They say it can be a little bit better for your watching experience if you're not watching just a bright screen against a completely dark background. So this will provide a little bit of that too. And of course, you could make a light show and music, and it can react to movies, the Philips Hue. And there are some other products out there that can do the same thing, that we'll try to get reviews up there soon. So let's get installing. Okay, so we've got the light strip, we've got the TV stand ready to go. You have to sort of decide, again, hopefully you already have by now, how you want to do this. I have, and then the other question is, how do I want it actually to face in terms of upside down or right side up? There's a reason for having the Philips logo right side up, and that's, of course, product shots. But for you, just do whatever you like. As long as the LEDs are facing the right direction, you're good. Now, of course, this generally will work. I'm using the Philips Hue Lightstrip Plus, but this whole concept works for rope light, works for any type of light strip that you can buy. That's some kind of flexible thing that you can attach either some sort of adhesive to. Don't really recommend super gluing it, but hot glue generally also tends to work sometimes, kind of more often with LEDs than traditional lighting, because LEDs just don't get as hot and they won't melt hot glue. I'm going to be using the actual backing on here. This is why I'm taking kind of care to make sure I get it right the first time. So initially, so the power comes in. This is the power side of it. I'm not going to expand this strip. Maybe in another life I might, but anyhow, so the power comes in on this side, and I really don't care exactly where it comes in. What I want to do right now is just sort of run I'll just call it a simulation, but I'm just going to tape it up temporarily so I know where the other end lives, and then I can place this. Now, in my testing last night, it was somewhere around here that it was going to end up. So I'm going to start this guy right here, just temporarily, and I'm going to put it in place with just a few pieces of tape, just so that I know it'll actually make it to the other side. And I know that this is tremendously, tremendously exciting, but this is how you do this. Alright, so I'm done taping and I wound up with a discrepancy that I thought this was a little bit longer than it was, but no matter. I'm simply going to make an adjustment here and figure out where I need to shift this and to do my starting point over here. If you're off by a ½ an inch, ¼ inch, you know, it's probably not going to matter all that much, but you don't want to be off by like this and have a section that's not lit. If you're going to have a gap, you want to have the gap to be fairly even in the back. Again, people are not going to be looking at the back. The back is going to be covered by the TV, so you want the front and the sides illuminated. That's what we're going to do now.